Well, welcome to today's webinar, everyone. Leading the Way in River Cruising with AmaWaterways and CLIA. This webinar is, of course, brought to you by Baxter Media, and I'm your host, Zephan McMillan, Virtual Events Coordinator at Baxter Media, and today is Wednesday, April 26th. We are so glad that you are here. Thanks for connecting. Feel free to say hi in the chat if you haven't already. And our presenters today are Sandra Gardiner and Alex Pinelo from AmaWaterways. And of course, we are excited to have Charles Sylvia as well from CLIA, the Vice President of Industry and Trade Relations at CLIA. And we're so glad to have everybody here. Sandra will be answering your questions during the Q&A at the end of the webinar. So please feel free to type your questions into the Q&A section of the public chat box, which is located to the right-hand side of your screen, and we will answer them live at the end of the presentation. Please note the 7-night luxury river cruise for 2 prize winner will be announced at the end of the webinar. So those who attend for the full webinar will be entered into the contest, and we will announce it live at the end. So stick with us till the end, folks. Today's broadcast is live and pre-recorded, so your patience is appreciated during any technical difficulties that may arise. The webinar is being recorded, and a link to the recording will be sent to all registrants within about 24 hours once it is processed. And with that, I'm going to turn our cameras off, and we will get started with the broadcast. So thanks, everyone, for being here. And again, feel free to say hi in the chat, ask any questions you may have in the Q&A section of the public chat box, and we will answer them live at the end. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Zephan, and I'd like to thank everyone at Baxter Media for this wonderful opportunity to be with all of you folks, and thank you for being on today's broadcast. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Charles Sylvia, and I am Vice President of Industry and Trade Relations at CLIA, and CLIA is Cruise Lines International Association. We are the global cruise industry trade association that's headquartered in Washington, D.C., and it's a real pleasure to be with all of you today. And for those of you who might be new to the travel industry, travel agency owners and travel advisors can become part of CLIA as members, as travel trade members. And that's what I'm here to give you a brief overview of and an update on what's going on with CLIA, what's the latest before I introduce our esteemed presenters for today from AmaWaterways, who also happen to be dear friends of mine. So on this slide, I want you to be able to reach me. So there's my email. And if you would, feel free to scan the QR code. You can follow me on social media. I'm always posting content that is practical and valuable content for you to help grow your cruise sales and reach a larger audience of prospective clients. So as I begin my presentation on the next slide, I do want to share that the latest development at CLIA is the fact that we have just published our 2023 State of the Cruise Industry Report. So now this is a very, very important report, ladies and gentlemen, and it's one that hopefully some of you will use to further position yourself as an expert in selling cruises. And what it is it was just published on Tuesday, the 28th of March, and it was debuted at Sea Trade Cruise Global in Fort Lauderdale by the president and CEO of CLIA, Kelly Craighead. And basically, the State of the Cruise Industry report contains all of the latest data that is relevant to the cruise industry. Our growth statistics, consumer sentiment, the ships that we have on order, what are the leading destinations and regions, the leading segments of or categories of consumers that are sailing. All of that information is there, and what you can do with it, because if you are a CLIA member, you can download this State of the Cruise Industry PDF, and it's a robust report. But there are a lot of infographics in there and a lot of great information that you can use in snippets. You can download that at cruising.org, and I encourage you to use this This is something that you can use. You can reach out to local media. If you are a current member of CLIA, you can reach out to local media and represent CLIA. Your local radio station or television station or newspaper. You can actually take this report and create content for your local press, which will give you free or what's called earned media attention. We encourage you to do that because if you are part of CLIA, if you are a current 2023 member, whether you're a travel agency member or an individual agent member, you are entitled to use the State of the Cruise Industry report and draw upon that research to inform your market about where cruise is headed and all of the exciting things happening in the cruise industry. We encourage you to also share this content on social media. I'm going to give you a couple of real quick statistics here. So prior to 2020, if we look back to 2019, actually, let me take a step back. One of the leading key performance indicators in the cruise industry is what's called intent to cruise. Intent to cruise is a consumer indication. And before 2020, back in 2019, the prosperity of 2019, this particular sentiment, intent to cruise in December 2019 was 79% of all folks who had taken a cruise in the past had intended to take another cruise within the next 18 months. That's 79%. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Our most recent statistics show, as of December 2022, that 85% of consumers who have taken a cruise in the past intend to cruise again within the next 18 months. So that is up 6 points from pre-pandemic levels, which means we are absolutely on track to transition from simple profitability to prosperity. A couple of other statistics in the next 5 years. We will be launching 44 new ships as an industry, and that's going to take our total berths, our lower berths, from 625,000 to 746,000. Now, that's a net increase. I believe it's a net increase of more than 19%. So the fleet is growing, demand is growing, and the opportunity is growing. So please, go to cruising.org, check out the State of the Cruise Industry, download it. And if you're a CLIA member, please reach out to local media, share it on social media, and talk to affinity groups. You know, I used to talk to the Elks and I talked to the Rotary Club in my community in Massachusetts. And I would give presentations. I would take the State of the Cruise Industry back when it was just a bunch of pieces of paper. It wasn't a PDF or a PowerPoint presentation. And I turned them into transparencies and talk to these groups. And before you know it, I was starting to really position myself as a cruise expert and getting leads from clients. You know, in my early 20s, I was getting luxury travel leads from important business leaders. So I encourage you to check out the State of the Cruise Industry report, learn a few statistics, be able to speak like a cruise industry expert, and you will be glad that you did. Membership for 2023 is going at full speed ahead. We are nearly at 50,000 members for 2023. Last year was our largest year ever at more than 56,100. We plan to be in excess of 56,100. We've got about 160 days more left in the membership campaign. So if you'd like to join at either level as either a travel agency member or an individual agent member, please scan this QR code and you will be brought to CLIA's website where you can join in whatever membership category is appropriate for you. So that's it from CLIA. On my last slide, I just want to show you my contact information again. If you have anything that you want to share with CLIA, any ideas or any feedback, we want to hear from you. So don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll make sure that either myself or the appropriate team member reaches back to you. But we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of CLIA. Those of you who are our members, if you're not quite a member yet, please join us. We'd love to have you aboard. And with that, I am going to introduce our esteemed panelists or our esteemed moderators from AmaWaterways. So Alex Pinelo, CTC and MCC, is Senior Vice President of Sales with AmaWaterways. Alex started his career back in 1984 when he joined NCL. and spent nearly 30 years holding several senior roles, with his last one being Vice President Key Accounts. He was also on the opening team for Disney Cruise Line, where he spent 4 years helping them successfully launch the new brand in South Florida and Puerto Rico. In December 2016, Alex joined AmaWaterways as Director of Latin America Sales, and his passion for the cruise industry and for making strong personal connections with travel advisors not only made this his dream job, but led to several promotions, including his most recent promotion in April 2022 to Senior Vice President of Sales. Whether he is in the office or on the road at industry events, Alex leads with his heart every day at AmaWaterways. And we also have Sandra Gardiner, Director of Sales for Canada with AmaWaterways. Some time ago, Sandra began her career as a travel advisor and later became an agency owner. With an urge to always learn more, she made the decision to try the tour operator side of travel. Having spent a few years with a coach tour company who introduced her to river cruising, she fell in love with this new concept in travel. And at a conference, she was blessed to be tabled beside a lady by the name of Christine Karst. Well, it was this chance meeting where she was asked to join AmaWaterways nearly 14 years ago. And she is part of an incredible Ama family that is focused solely on river cruising, and she has found her passion. She loves sharing everything AmaWaterways with anyone who is interested, and she has been blessed to have experienced most all of AmaWaterways itineraries to date. She looks forward to going to their newest destinations, Egypt and Colombia, in the future. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear from our dear friends at AmaWaterways.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AmaWaterways, the river cruise line that's leading the way. So my name's Sandra Gardiner, and I'm here today to tell you all about this wonderful river cruise line. And I'm here with my boss, actually, my co-host, Alex Pinelo, who is the Senior VP of Sales. And Alex and I are so excited to share everything about AmaWaterways. And why would you choose them? So I want to thank you for your time. I want to thank you for joining us. And I want to thank you for all your continued support of AmaWaterways. We've been in business now for 20 years, and we're so excited that during those 20 years, we have had so many success stories. And that's all thanks to you, our partner. So as you know, river cruising is a concept in and of itself. The oceans will take you to the countries, but it's truly the rivers that are going to take you through them. And today we're going to take you on a virtual journey down some of our rivers. So a little back history. Where did AmaWaterways originate? Where were we born? Well, we are a family-owned and operated business. We started back in 2002 with industry leaders Rudy Schreiner, his beautiful wife, Christine Karst, and their partner, Jimmy Murphy. Now, when they started the company, they had a vision, and their vision was to create these luxurious riverboats that, number one, they would like to travel on themselves, and number two, that would have large spaces in the staterooms, giving you less capacity of guests on board, but more space to really appreciate and enjoy. And it also afforded us the opportunity to add some really wonderful amenities when you're traveling on board with us. So I thought what I would do is start with some of the grassroots, the history of the company, and how Rudy got his start. Rudy is the godfather of river cruising, and this will just give you a taste of how it all began back in 1975. So from there, you can see that AmaWaterways was born in 1975, and we have progressed a long way since then. So that was cruising on the Amazon River, which Rudy did for about 6 months' time. And it really is where he fell in love with the whole concept of river cruising. He later went on to bring tours of groups of people over to Portugal, where they experienced river cruises. And then from there, he moved on to become the very first president of another river cruise line. And he put them on the map and learned so much about the various rivers around the world. Now, Rudy is an architect by trade. So all of our river boats, he himself designed personally and oversaw the build of. So once he was with this company and put them on the map, he decided that he had his own ideas about how he would like to see the company run. So it was at that time that he and his beautiful wife, Christine, got together with the Murphy family, and we started another river cruise line along with AmaWaterways. Then in 2005, we sold our interest of the other river cruise line back to their family, and we continued on with AmaWaterways. And it was at this time that we started to build our very own river boats. In fact, in 2006, we had our very first, the Amadagio, and it was a custom designed ship, again, that Rudy designed and oversaw the build of. Then in 2006, we also introduced bikes on board our ships. So we decided that wellness was a concept we wanted to develop early on. So we brought our own fleet of bicycles to the ship, and we started conducting these wonderful bike experiences, these tours, when we got to shoreline to do many of our excursions. Then in 2008, we got this grand idea that when you're an ocean cruiser, you do like to go and have these wonderful meals in a smaller venue, a specialty restaurant. So we introduced our very first specialty restaurants, and we named them the Chef's Table. Now, the Chef's Table restaurant is very unique in itself, and we'll share more about that a little bit later. In 2010, we had the introduction of our twin balcony staterooms. Now, these are signature with us, and this was our Amabella and Amaverda, which we have cruising right now on the Danube River. So these twin balcony ships were something that really took everybody by storm. Not only did you have that French balcony, floor-to-ceiling patio door that you could open up and allow the breezes to blow in, but you also have this wonderful outdoor balcony that you could go out, sit outside on those warm days, not warm up your stateroom, but enjoy the breezes and have some quiet time on your patio. Also in 2010, we introduced our celebration of wine cruises. So we have a lot of AMA first, and these wine cruises are exceptional. And again, I'm going to share a bit more about them a little later on. In 2011, we were inducted into a prestigious culinary organization called La Chaîne de Rôdesseur, something also that we're very proud of. Then we moved ahead to 2016, and this was the time when we started to partner with Adventures by Disney, and we decided to introduce connecting staterooms so that we could accommodate families. And we did this with our Ama Viola and Ama Stella ships. And since then, we have continued on that trend, and we have many of our twin balcony ships having those connecting staterooms. In 2017, we took our wellness to a whole new level. We introduced a wellness program with specific coaches that would come on board and offer a great program. In 2018, we have our Ama Christina, named after our owner, Christine, Rudy's wife. And the Ama Christina was inducted into received the Green Award for Sustainability. Again, something that AmaWaterways is very, very interested in, and definitely developing ways of being more sustainable moving ahead in the future. In 2019, dreams came true with the birth of our Ama Magna, one of the most luxurious and the ultimate big river ship that we have on the Danube River. So the Ama Magna is very different in that she's twice as wide as a standard river boat, and she sails right from Vilshofen down to almost to the Black Sea. So she can do up to 14 nights, and she has so much space and so many little interesting concepts about her. She has different venues for dining. She has different lounges that you can enjoy. So she really is just a magnificent ship. In 2020, we were the first U.S. river-based company who sailed. And this is something also that we're proud of because it allowed us to implement all those health and safety protocols that allowed our guests to come back in 2021 from North America and travel with us safely. Then in 2023, we're announcing now, or we're having and starting our very first 7-river journey through Europe. So imagine 7 rivers, 5 countries, sometimes even, or pardon me, 5 ships, I should say. And it allows you to travel for 45 or 46 nights. How amazing is that? 2024, we will have more, and we're introducing a new destination, Colombia. So we have so much going on at AmaWaterways, and we truly are the innovators, bringing you the first of everything. So where do we travel? Well, a lot of people think that if you're doing a river cruise, the only place that you can go is Europe. Well, not true. We are a global company going to global countries. And with the rivers, we can take you, of course, through the heart of Europe, a great destination on the Rhine, on the Danube, on the Main rivers, on the Moselle River. We have in France, of course, 4 bodies of water. We have the Seine with itineraries there. We have the Saône, we have the Rhone, and we have the Bordeaux region. So you can cover it all. And then we have Portugal taking you on the Douro River. And then if you want to get a bit more exotic, of course, we can take you to Southeast Asia, traveling on the Mekong River through Cambodia, Vietnam. We can take you into Egypt, traveling on the Nile, or down in South Africa. We can take you on the Chobe River with a great land program. And next year, we'll be able to take you into South America, traveling on the Magdalena River. I was going to say the Ama Magdalena, but it's the Magdalena River, traveling between Cartagena and Barranquilla. So much exciting things happening at AmaWaterways. Now, what sets us apart in the industry? Well, AmaWaterways truly is the river cruise line that offers the luxury of space. Whether it's traveling with us in our twin balcony ships, where we have twin balcony staterooms starting at 235 square feet, or moving right up to our Ama Magna with an owner's suite that captures 710 square feet of living space. So you can decide how much space you want, but truly we have it all. I think it's also interesting to note that over 95% of our business comes from our travel advisor partners. So we're not out there actively promoting direct to the consumer. We are simply promoting our product through our partnership with our travel advisor community. And it's something we're very, very proud of. We fill our ships every year, and we couldn't do it without the help of our partners. Now, we do offer an array of included shore excursions. So it's interesting in that every single port that you will come into, you are going to have choices of those included shore excursions. And not only will we give you a choice of excursions that are included for free, but we'll give you the choice of the pace that you get to do them. So whether it's an active pace tour like here with the biking, or maybe it's doing a gentle walking tour with us, or maybe you're going to come hiking with us, we have a whole array of opportunities for you to choose from. And there truly is something for everyone. Maybe it's a morning and you think, I'd like to sleep in this morning. Well, you know what? You can do that. We have some late riser tours. We have special interest tours. These are for small groups. Sometimes they're tasting tours, or maybe it's in Avignon, coming to the truffle farm and watching the dogs do the truffle hunting for you. It really is an amazing experience. And we even have some wonderful exclusive experiences, such as going to the Lahnec Castle in Lahnstein, where we'll go and visit in the evening, and the entire castle is lit by candles. So it's a very romantic opportunity to explore that beautiful castle. Our cruise managers. Now, this is another area where AmaWaterways has really set the bar high. So what we like to do is we have, with all of our cruises, a pre-land extension and a post-cruise extension. So we will like to take our guests And what we do is put our cruise manager at the hotel on the pre-cruise hotel package. So the cruise manager is there to greet those guests that are doing that experience with us. Now, the cruise manager will stay throughout the pre-cruise land experience. They will travel with those guests to the ship. They will do the cruise, be it 7 nights, 11 nights, 13 nights, 14 nights, 21 nights, 28 nights, whatever the case may be. That cruise manager is with our guests all the way, and then they will transfer with them back to the post-land program, stay with them throughout that post-land program, and see everybody safely off to the airport. Now, this is something that's very unique to AmaWaterways, and it definitely allows us to provide that wonderful, seamless experience for our guests traveling. And our cruise managers love having that extra time with them as well. Now, the accommodation I've spoken a lot about, but all of our rooms have a view. There's no such thing as an inside stateroom or an inside cabin when you're traveling on a river cruise with AmaWaterways. Connectivity and accessibility are something that we know are really important. Now, our owners, Rudy, Christine, and Gary, they travel all the time on our ships. And for them, being able to connect is something that's really ultimately important. And we know that for you traveling, that having that connectivity is also very important. So we have internet access, which is complimentary throughout the ship. And it means that with a user and a password, you can access your laptop, your iPads, your tablets, your smartphones, the whole bit. And we have so much power in our connectivity that you can even live stream when you're traveling with us, which is something that our guests really enjoy doing. And just a fun fact for you, back in 2019, AmaWaterways spent more on their internet than they did on gas. So it speaks volumes about how much we've invested to make that experience really nice for you. And also about staying connected, we have developed a wonderful app, and it's called My Ama Cruise. So I encourage you and your guests, if they're traveling, to definitely go to the App Store, look for My Ama Cruise, and download that app. With that app, when you are booked with us and you've made your final payment, you can go in and simply put in your booking number, your last name. All of the information for that itinerary will populate in the app for you. So you can use that for mapping. You can use that for your daily itinerary. The daily planner is there. Absolutely everything pertaining to that cruise will be in that app. Now, where it gets really fun is that you can actually download your photos that you take while you're on that cruise to that particular booking number and cruise, to that particular itinerary, and then you can reference them later. And also, another fun thing that you can do is using your contacts. You can click off contacts that you would like to send postcards to. So every day in port, we will send a wonderful postcard off to the friends that you've chosen. And that postcard will brag about what a wonderful time you're having. So how much fun is that? So I encourage you again, and don't worry, AmaWaterways does not have access to your photos nor your contacts. That is something that you have once you've put your booking number in there and it's populated with all your information from us, then it is yours and definitely very confidential to you. Now, I spoke earlier about our Chaîne de Rôdisseurs culinary organization that we are a part of. And you're probably wondering, what does that mean to you? Why would I be interested? Well, we also have the Table d'Auberge de France, and it's another culinary organization that have awarded us with membership. So what this means to you is that every single port that we come into, we're going to be offering you fresh foods. We don't bring frozen foods on the ship. Most frozen product would be the ice cubes for your drinks, but everything's brought on fresh daily. And if we make 2 stops in a port, we're going to bring in fresh food on each stop. So we're always ensuring that the quality of the food that you're receiving is just absolute top notch. And our chefs really enjoy cooking delicious meals for you. Not to worry if you have dietary needs. This is also something that AmaWaterways takes care of very, very well. So whether it's gluten-free or diabetic meals, whatever the case may be, we can certainly take care of those. And I should also mention that a lot of people using CPAP machines now coming over and needing the distilled water. Just make us aware of that as well, and we're happy to provide that for you. Now, something that we introduced a few years back that's been super popular is our complimentary sip and sail. So it's our happy hour. 1 hour before dinner every single evening, we invite all of our guests on board to convene in the main lounge area. It's like the living room in our luxury home. And we will there present you with a list of so many different beverages. There's all kinds of cocktails. There's the cocktail of the day. Maybe it's a lemon drop or a chocolate martini or whatever the case may be. And you get to enjoy cocktail hour absolutely free for that hour before dinner. So don't miss out, because the briefing is something that's a wonderful opportunity for you to hear more about the next day's activities. And maybe it'll help you to decide, if you didn't pre-select your shore excursions, maybe it'll help you to decide what it is that you want to do the next day. Now, we do offer an array of onboard entertainment when you're traveling with us. And on a 7-night cruise, typically 3 or 4 nights, we would have entertaining from the regions we're traveling through coming on board to provide you with just something that is very lackluster, just entertaining and fun and musical. We have so many different talents. Sometimes it's lectures too. So depending on what your interests are, you may find that there's something every single day that you would enjoy from the people that we bring on board the ship. We also have an onboard entertainer who will do performances throughout the cruise. They become your DJ of sorts in the evening. If we've had guests on board entertaining, then when they leave, the entertainer that lives on board will come back and play music, and you can dance the night away. So our bartenders don't go to bed until you do. There's such a variety of onboard amenities, whether it's the entertainment at night with the entertainer, or maybe it's up on the sun deck doing mini putt or playing with the giant chess, or maybe it's just getting into one of the pools or the hot tubs that we have on board our ships, so that you can be cruising down through, say, the Rhine Valley Gorge with all those beautiful castles, sitting in the hot tub and enjoying a lovely beverage. Whatever it is that you enjoy doing, I'm sure that we can accommodate you. We have a hair salon, we have a spa, so maybe you want to get a massage. We even have a gym on all of our ships. So if going to the gym is something that's important to you, then by all means, you can certainly go there and enjoy. If you're not a person who goes to the gym, you can definitely just go and check it out. And then you can tell all your friends at home that you went to the gym. That's okay too. We have an emphasis on wellness, as I mentioned earlier, with our dedicated wellness hosts, and they're there to do various activities throughout the day. Now, typically our hosts will do about, I'm going to say, 6 activities a day. So maybe it's waking up early morning and doing a nice stretching class or a core strengthening class. They'll do the bike rides or the hikes with our guests. In the afternoon, maybe it's a nice sunny day, so you'll go up on the sun deck and do some Pilates or some yoga. One of my favorites, champagne yoga. Imagine being able to drink champagne and exercise at the same time. Absolutely fabulous. And our wellness coaches are there to ensure that your wellness needs are taken care of when you're traveling with AmaWaterways. So we are a company, again, known for innovation, and I didn't mention it in our AMA first, but definitely a first for us. So you can see in the picture at the bottom there, our beautiful AMA Magna cruising through the Iron Gates and on the lower Danube. And we decided, because of the rise of interest in pickleball, that we would put a pickleball court on the AMA Magna. So now you can certainly take advantage of that when you're in port. If you feel like you want to have a nice game of pickleball, you can do it. The court is there, and it's actually a authentic full-size pickleball court. So grab a paddle and go and enjoy a game of pickleball on board. I did speak to you about the sustainability with the Ama Christina being the first ship to receive the Green Award. And now 20 more of our fleet also are awarded with the prestigious Green Award certification. So again, it's all about sustainability. We made a lot of changes. We got rid of single-use plastics, and we have beautiful products on board for our guests to use when they're traveling with us. We've gone away from buffets where there was a high amount of waste involved and gone more to serving our guests with an a la carte menu. So we've really looked at all kinds of ways to make ourselves more sustainable and to really protect the environment moving forward. I also mentioned about our 7 river journeys. We have our spring departure that is just getting ready to go. We also have a summer in 2023, and we have a fall departure. So if you've ever thought about seeing all of Europe, you can certainly go and spend your 45 or 46 nights on board with us and enjoy one of these wonderful cruises. Now, we do have, I believe, just a couple of cabins left for summer and just a few left for the fall. So again, we do have some availability. If there's something there that does pique your interest, do let us know. And we're using the Ama Magna on the fall departure, so that will be exciting. And that's where you would have your final cruise on her. We're introducing 2024. We have another 7 river journey due to the popularity. This one, though, is a little bit more unique in that we're using one ship doing the 7 river journey. So one ship only. You don't have to change ships, whereas the other ones for this year, we do have some ship changing, but the transfers are all seamless. We've worked it all out, so it'll be wonderful. But this one next year, you've got your 45 nights, you've got your 7 rivers, and you're going to be able to travel through the heart of Europe on one vessel. So that's exciting. Now, wine cruises. I mentioned that we introduced these some time ago, and we've really done these right. In fact, when we started, we had maybe 8 or 9 of them that year. We're doing anywhere between 70 and 80 cruises that are wine cruises now. So really gained the popularity. What we do is we will bring a renowned wine host on board the ship. The host will typically send over some of their most fabulous wines. They'll do a couple of wine tastings with lectures so that you're learning something as you go. And they'll do a complete meal pairing one evening so that you get to experience their wines in a really nice way. So I personally have done some wine cruises, and I can tell you, I learned so much. I did one where one of the lectures was tasting chocolate and drinking different wines and really getting a distinct correlation between what wines blend really well with certain chocolates. And I've done it with olive oils as well. So there's just so many opportunities to learn more than just about the wine, but how the wine pairs with different varieties of food. Then we have our Christmas markets cruises, and these take place every winter. And typically they will start around US Thanksgiving and carry on through to the Sunday before Christmas. Some of them will pick up again and take place just after, but for the most part, a lot of them do end just before Christmas. So imagine going to Europe and walking into some of these markets. And the picture at the top there is one of the big markets in Vienna. You're walking in and there's all these little huts set up where all the locals are selling their unique wares. And you can be drinking that hot mulled wine that keeps you nice and warm as you're going through. And in fact, a little note about the hot mulled wine, every single market has its own distinct mug. So when you're going through and we've given you a ticket to get your first mug of Glühwein free. So you've got that mug of Glühwein and you're wandering through, and they have strategically placed cauldrons around, and they will fill up your wine for you, and you're sipping and keeping nice and warm and maybe doing some shopping to bring home some unique little gifts for Christmas. It's wonderful. So at the end of it, if you decide you don't want the mug, you can literally sell it back to the vendors for €1 less than what the value of it is, or you can bring it home. So depending how many markets you do, you could bring home quite a collection of lovely little mugs, and they make great gifts. Everybody seems to really enjoy those. Now, getting a little bit more exotic, we have Africa, and we've returned to Africa, full sailings. We've had a great season. Things are booking really quickly with this. We started doing this some time ago, and I have to tell you, I personally have experienced this, and it was one of the best vacations of my life. So if you're an animal lover, you can't be disappointed because you will see everything. And what's unique about traveling on the Zambezi Queen on the Chobe River is that you're not actually getting in a Jeep and trying to find the animals. You're sitting on this lovely eco-friendly watercraft and the animals come to you. So as you're sitting there, there could be herds of elephants that come running into the water. And there's quite a hierarchy with the elephants. You know, the baby's going first, mom's behind, dad's on the shore watching over things. And if babies play too much, he comes and gives them a little smack with his trunk and tells them, you know, quit playing, let's get bathed and let's get cooled off and have some drinks. So it's just fascinating, but you'll be able to sit there and you'll be able to see so many different animals. Now, not to say that we don't do game drives, because we do. We'll take you and do that. We'll also take you to Victoria Falls. We'll take you to Cape Town. We'll take you to Johannesburg. So you really get to see it all. And then if you decide to extend, you can either do the journey on the Rovos Rail, or you can go down to Hoedspruit and do a wonderful land safari for a few days, which is what I did and loved. You can also go to Rwanda and you can mix and mingle with the gorillas and some of those lovely silverback monkeys. So there's something for everyone if you decide to take a trip to Africa. Vietnam and Cambodia. Riches of the Mekong. So we started back up our program last year in October, and I have to tell you, this is selling exceptionally well. I have been twice. I'm going back again this year in the fall, so I can't wait. And our Amadara is just a lovely vessel for traveling on the Mekong River. So all of the staterooms are outside facing. They all have the twin balconies so that you get to enjoy being outside if you wish, or just having that door open and having the breezes blow. But when you're traveling to this region, it's like stepping back in time. And we like to take our guests, and when we go off the ship to do all the included shore excursions that we offer, we like to take you and use the local modes of transportation. So maybe it's getting on a rickshaw and being pedaled through to the community where we're going to do our excursion. Or maybe it's getting on a wagon that's being drawn by 2 oxen. So whatever the case may be, I think you're going to find it fascinating. And what's really, really good about it is that we're going to transport you back in time when we take you on shore. But then the moment we bring you back on board, you're traveling again in the lap of luxury. You're eating meals, not just Western fare, but you're having some of the authentic dishes from the region, like pho soup, which is so delicious. We also will take you and visit some temples. There's a lot of temples throughout Cambodia, Vietnam. There's a lot of markets. There's so much to see. And we'll be sure that you get to experience all of it when you travel with us. Now, Egypt on the Nile River is a program that we started up not so long ago. And I have to tell you, this one is selling exponentially well. And I personally haven't done this, but I can tell you that our ship is just, it keeps selling out, keeps selling out. We have our Egyptologist on board who is a wealth of knowledge. Everywhere you look going down the Nile River, you just see everything on both sides of the river. We go to Aswan, we go to lovely markets, we can take you to Abu Simbel, so many things to do. And we have some nice add-on land programs with this. So maybe you want to fly into Dubai maybe you want to go to Jordan after and float on the Black Sea, whatever it is that you want, or pardon me, the Dead Sea, whatever it is that you choose to do, I'm sure that you will absolutely love this opportunity to cruise on the Nile River with AmaWaterways. And we do have some benefits that aren't available with other lines out there. And then we have, of course, the Magdalena River in Colombia. We are so excited about this program. We launched this March 1st with our travel advisor partners, and then we launched it the next day with a sip and sail where they could invite their clients to come on and learn all about the program. So again, Colombia, we're going to have 2 ships there, the Ama Magdalena and the Ama Melodia. These two ships will be sailing from Cartagena to Barranquilla, but never shall the two ships meet on the river. So it's rather interesting. We have pre-land programs, including Medellin and also Panama City at the end. So, and Cartagena, of course, you can do a pre-stay Cartagena or post-stay Cartagena. So something for everybody. And I'm sure that you're going to truly love your experience in Colombia with the music, with the color, with the wildlife that you're going to see. There are so many birds there and so beautiful. I'm sure that you will, every time you turn your head, you're going to see something that will completely wow you. Overwhelming interest in this program as well. So don't delay if you're thinking of doing it. Price point is wonderful, and getting there from North America is not so bad at all. So all good reasons to try out Colombia in 2024 when we start up there. So we have a lot of things trending, and we're seeing a lot of different things this year. We're seeing a lot of people booking close in, meaning within 3 months of departure. And then it kind of jumps. We're seeing a lot of people booking 6 months out. And then, of course, 2024 is really picking up speed. Now, we still have some space because we did increase our inventory on the waters by 30% this year. So we do have more inventory to sell, which means that you can still find some space different times of year. Now, September is getting a little bit booked up, but that being said, there is always accommodation that we can look for you, and definitely we can find you a place to travel with AmaWaterways. So trending are these combo cruises, and I spoke earlier about the 4 rivers in France. And just as an example with those, we always have embarkation, disembarkation on a Thursday, and we have timed it as such and done the itineraries that if you wanted to do 2 of the France itineraries, then you can do them in combination. So we give you your first cruise, and then your second cruise, we will take a 10% discount off of. So this is a really great opportunity to go and spend a longer time in Europe, which is something that we're really seeing people doing. They're going to Europe and they're spending more time over there. So definitely something to look at if you're considering going on one of our river cruises. You don't even have to do the figuring out yourself. You can simply call our reservations team, tell them what itinerary you're doing. You would like to do a second combination cruise, and they'll give you all the details on what's available for you to book for that second cruise, to do them back to back. So with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope I've shared a little bit of what sets AmaWaterways apart in the industry. Of course, we are the heart of the river. Ama means love, and it's nothing makes us happier than the love that we can share with you, and for you to bring you and your guests on board with us.
Thank you, Sandra. Well, hello, travel partners and friends from Canada. And thank you for spending some time with us, allowing us, again, to tell you why AmaWaterways is leading the way in river cruising. A special thank you to CLIA and Baxter Media, of course, for allowing us to tell our story today. And I will start as Sandra did, and that's by saying thank you. Our partnership with all of you means the world to us. And I have to say, it is stronger than ever. Remember, at AmaWaterways, we don't have a direct strategy. So 97% of our business comes from you, our valued travel partners. So without you, there would be no AmaWaterways. So you were, you are, and will always be our strongest advocates. So again, thank you. Thank you. And it truly does take a great team to make the dream work. And we are blessed to have such an amazing team of professionals and entrepreneurs working closely with each and every one of you to help you grow your business with us. I have to say, our sales and marketing teams are fully staffed and waiting to hear from you. So again, on behalf of our owners, Rudy, Christine, Gary, myself, and the rest of your AmaWaterways family, a huge thank you. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do for us and for the industry. You are making a huge difference, and we can't wait to see what the future brings. And remember, we are in this together. And I must say, the demand that we have been talking about and waiting for is finally here. And I'm sure you are as busy as we all are here at AmaWaterways as well. And as Sandra mentioned, we love this saying and like to include it in all of our presentation. And it's so true, because oceans take you to countries while rivers take you through them. You're actually cruising through the veins of Europe and stopping at the center or the heart of the destination. There's nothing like cruising on your own private yacht. Again, proving you, or I should say, providing you an exclusive, immersive experience like no other, with no long lines to get on and off the ship. And you don't have to travel hours to get to the center of the city or town we are visiting. Also, when traveling on the large ships, you tend to take over the destination, while with us, it feels more like a yacht and we become part of the destinations. And where most of the rivers flow, you will find the perfect AmaWaterways cruise. And together, we want to show your clients and our guests the world one river at a time. The majority of our ships are on the Danube and on the Rhine, but we're also in France, on the Seine, the Rhone, Bordeaux, the Saône. We also have 2 itineraries in Portugal on the Douro River, and of course our exotics in Vietnam and Cambodia, Africa with our Africa safaris and wildlife cruises, and the Nile River in Egypt. And of course our newest itinerary in Colombia on the Magdalena River, coming in 2024. So I invite you to join us as we really tell the story and show you what the perfect ship or destination for your clients will be on any AmaWaterways vessel. You can sell us with confidence, knowing that our 26 ships are all paid for, with 2 additional ships coming in 2024 in Colombia on the Magdalena River, and an additional ship coming to Egypt on the Nile River. You can say our owners, Rudy, Christine, and Gary, have always run a very disciplined company with conservative business practices, putting you first with no direct strategy, something very, very important to us. And while there's not a bad river cruise product out there, it is important to recognize the differences. And at AmaWaterways, our key differentiator starts with our people. Again, our owners, and of course, our crew on our ships, making our guests feel at home every step of the way. They are there to bend over backwards and ensure they are exceeding our guests' expectations through many surprises and delights. We can't forget, of course, our inclusions. We may not be all inclusive, but we are more inclusive, providing the luxury of more. Remember, it's not what you pay to get on the ship, but what you pay to get off the ship. From the quality of our food to our dedicated wellness host on board, our accommodations, our ships, including the Ama Magna, and of course, the inclusions from our all-included shore excursions versus 1 per day, our cruise managers being with you on the land portion as well as the cruise, our complimentary Wi-Fi, where we actually spend more money on our bandwidth than we do on the fuel for our ships, our sparkling wine and champagne at breakfast and unlimited wine and beer during lunch and dinner, as well as our sip and sail 1 hour before dinner. Even our specialty restaurant, the Chef's Table, is included. So all our award-winning onboard dining is included with no buffet service. So all meals are prepared fresh, a la carte or a la minute. We are also very proud of all the accolades and awards we continue to receive, something we are very proud of and never, ever take for granted. So thank you for continuing to believing in us and sending us your valued clients. We promise we'll continue to take great care of them while creating those customers for life that will be coming back to you time after time after time. But as beautiful as our ships are, our hardware, it is our people or our software that truly stand out and make a difference, differentiating us from our competitors. AmaWaterways crew always goes above and beyond to ensure you and your clients have a most memorable experience. They are continuously trained to ensure they always exceed expectations, again, through many surprises and delights, and their flexibility to change and adapt to a variety of scenarios without negatively impacting the guest experience. For those of you that have sailed with us, you know exactly what I'm referring to. And then, of course, we have our Sail 5 Sail Free. So our 2023 Sail 5 Sail Free Travel Advisor Booking Incentive, making it easier than ever for you to earn a free cruise for you and your guest. And to earn your free cruise to travel in 2023 or 2024, All you have to do is make a total of 5 new FIT bookings on any 2023 sailing between August 1st, 2022 and December 31st, 2023. 10 new FIT bookings earns you a 7-night cruise on the Ama Magna. Groups count as one. So again, very, very easy. We can't wait to welcome you on board, and your business development manager will help you put together the perfect plan so you can take advantage of all these wonderful promotions to make it easier than ever for you to get to 5 bookings. And as we said before, we do not have a direct strategy, and 97% of our business comes from you, our valued travel partners. And we love saying that our commission checks have commas in them, and we love sending them to you. Very well deserved, well earned. So again, a huge thank you for all that you continue to do for us. And then, of course, our travel advisor portal is your windows to all things AMA, where you can find our current offers and promotions, our travel advisor amenities, our online booking engine, sales team information, your AMA Academy. There's 3 courses there. Course 1 is about AmaWaterways, Heart of the River. Course 2 is the Danube River with AmaWaterways, and Course 3 is Group Business with AmaWaterways. You can access all of our webinar Wednesdays recordings and sip and sales, marketing toolkits. You can fill out a FAM, automated form for a FAM, again within 60 days, or you can connect with your BDM and host a virtual cruise event. So lots of wonderful, wonderful tools readily available for you, making it easier than ever for you to promote, market, and sell AmaWaterways. And you can't forget, with our online booking engine, you have 24-hour access to this engine where you can check availability, make a booking, apply payments, send confirmations, change a stateroom, add optional land extensions, manage and update your client profiles, and much more. So again, hope you're taking advantage of this wonderful tool and technology made available for you. And then, of course, we have our dedicated sales team. Our group of BDMs in the US and Canada are your business partners. If you are not successful, they are not successful. So if you do not know who your BDM is, please email salesengagement@amawaterways.com, and you can make sure that we will put you in contact with them right away. Or you can click on sales information from the sales team on our TA portal, and you'll find who your BDM is, including their contact information. So very, very excited about all the wonderful tools that we make readily available for you. I know that you'll be doing some Q&A as well, which will be handled by Sandra. So I hope you have some wonderful questions, and hopefully you've learned something from our presentations. But again, we were very, very excited to be able to spend some time with you today. And I just want to say in ending, our story continues, and we are the heart of the river, but we couldn't do it without you. So no one knows your clients and our guests and those customers for life better than you. So you do and continue to do an amazing job. And always remember that we always focus on you. You are at the center of everything that we do. We will continue to work hard to earn your business and be your river cruise partner of choice. But don't underestimate your value and what you bring to every single transaction with your clients. They are lucky. They are lucky to have you. Your expertise, your recommendations, all the value, all the time that you put into curating the perfect vacation for your clients. You make such a huge difference, not only to your clients, but to us and to the industry in general. Again, I just will end as I started, and that's by saying thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for making AmaWaterways your river cruise partner of choice. And we look forward to welcoming you and your clients aboard a future AmaWaterways cruise in the very near future. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye for now.
Let's go ahead to the Q&A now, Sandra. So we'll cover these pretty quickly, but first question, does Ama cruise in India? And if not, when do you think they will start this program?
That's a really good question. We were looking at India pre-COVID, and it just got placed on a back burner. So that may be something coming in the future. I can't say when, because I honestly don't have an answer to that. Rudy usually puts everything in place and then tells us. So stay tuned. Who knows?
Next question. Can the chef's table be booked in advance for special occasions?
Yes. And by doing that, don't just ask reservations. You would have to send a note to either Neil, Shauna, Terry, or myself, and then we could make that request on your behalf.
Great. And is the cocktail hour the same time every day before the meal is served?
It's 1 hour before dinner every evening. So depending on where we are and what time dinner starts, it's that 1 hour before every evening.
Okay, great. And a couple people were asking about wheelchair accessibility and are the ships wheelchair friendly? I have a client in a motorized wheelchair, so wondering if these cruises would work for her. Thank you.
Yeah, we have had people come on with the scooters or with wheelchairs. Now, they actually made the decision prior not to get off the ship. They decided to pretty much stay on board and just experience the river cruise portion. Number one, because of course the cobblestone streets can be difficult with a wheelchair. The second thing is sometimes we're put into a situation where we have to raft against other ships, which means going up staircases, across the sun deck, down staircases, or sometimes through central lobbies. And that could be difficult for somebody who is not able to go up or down stairs. So while we love to have guests on board, it is something where we require that the guests have somebody with them that can manage them. And also they would need to know those details up front, not just to be honest.
Perfect. Okay, next question. Can you speak more about sustainability? Are any of your boats electric powered?
They have some very eco-friendly engines. And in fact, the Magna, the engine that was installed on that ship back in 2019 to get ready for 2019 is very, very eco-friendly. We're using battery power when we're in docking so that we use less gas. So, I mean, there's a lot of things taken into consideration. They haven't yet come out with an electric engine for a riverboat, but I'm sure that's something that will be coming in the future.
Great. Okay, next question. Is AMA gay friendly and positive? And I'll just add another comment, another question as well. Is AMA LGBTQ friendly cruise company? So a couple questions.
Yeah, we are totally an inclusive company. And if you ever came to our office in California, you would completely understand that. For us, the color of your skin, your whatever, your sexual orientation, whatever it is, truly for us, that is just, we're all human beings here. We're all part of a big family. So inclusivity is definitely something that we have very strong feelings about. So everybody's welcome with AmaWaterways.
Thanks. So next question, how do you tell what wines will be hosted on specific wine cruises in Europe?
We actually have a wine list, and if it's a hosted, like an actual wine cruise, it will depend on who our hosts are. We have a list of all the hosts for the sailing, so we might be able to better provide that information. But if there's a particular sailing of interest in advance, just send us an email and we can certainly delve into that and find out exactly what's on board.
Great. Can golfing tours be organized on an itinerary?
Yes, we already have a concierge golf program that's available on our cruises on the Danube, and we are coming out with a new flyer and information on those in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for that because we'll have more details to follow. But we've been running these now for a couple of years, and they're very successful.
Great. Okay, so we'll try to get to a couple more here. I don't think we're going to get to all of them, though, because there's a few that have been submitted. So does AMA have an agent specialist program? If not, is this something you might do in the future? this would be a great learning tool for new agents. Can you speak a bit about that, Sandra?
Yeah, I think Alex and I both touched on it. The AMA Academy, which is found on our website under AmaWaterways.ca. If you're in Canada, if you're in the US, it's .com. Once you register on our TA portal, everything that you want to know about AmaWaterways, all details, toolkits, groups info, FAMS info, everything is housed in our TA portal on our site.
Okay, great. And it looks like Krista asked part 2 for her original question. She says, thank you. Bathrooms equipped with bar handles, etc., for accessibility. I think that's part 2 of the question.
In some of the larger rooms, I have seen where they've had bars. It's not actually, they are not considered handicapped facilities or handicapped rooms per se. But again, we've had people that have had no issues that have come on board with some mobility issues using some of the suites and whatnot that we have.
Okay, thanks, Sandra. So next question, can we arrange for halal meals on board?
I'm sorry?
Halal?
Oh, kosher? So with the kosher, that's a little tougher because, of course, we're a small ship, so we don't have extensive kitchens where we can be segregating. So kosher would be probably the one exception to any dietary requirements that we can manage on board.
Great. If I had a corporate group, could single rooms be available?
Absolutely. We have single rooms. We have some on our 4 French balcony ships that are dedicated as solo rooms without the supplement. We have some promotions where we have a 25% supplement, and then the regular supplement is 50%.
Okay, great. So last question, I think, here. So thanks everyone for submitting your questions. I'm going to ask this last one, and then we'll get on to the prize winner. So are the 25 bikes on board typically enough to serve all guests interested in bike tours?
Yeah, if we knew in advance that we were going to have an overwhelming response to the biking, then that would help us to curate more bikes to get them on board so that we could definitely take care of everybody. But typically we had 20 and we brought 25, but we're still finding that 20 seems to be the average number. So if anything, we seem to have an abundance, not a shortage of bicycles on board.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Sandra, for the rapid fire questions there. Really appreciate it. And everyone, I hope your question was answered. If not, of course, I'm sure Sandra would appreciate an email from you after the fact, and we'll include Sandra's email address in our follow-up email, which will include, of course, the recording and everything like that. So more on that to come. But yeah, feel free to send Sandra an email with any more questions that you might have. And with that, Sandra, why don't we go ahead and get into the prize winner announcement, and then we'll go from there.
Beautiful. Well, we did a random draw here while we were chatting just before the questions, and we drew a name. And this lucky lady is going to be going on a river cruise with us, and her name would be Dawn Wilson. So congratulations, Dawn.
Awesome. Well, yes, congratulations, Dawn. And the AmaWaterways team, I believe probably Sandra, will be in touch with you to arrange the prize details after the fact. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, congratulations. Well, thanks everyone so much for being here. We really appreciate your time and your questions and just your presence here and all the chat messages. We love hearing from you. So thanks so much for sticking with us, folks. We really appreciate it. And a huge thank you to Sandra for being here today. We really appreciate your time today. And I know all of the agents on the call have really appreciated all the information that you provided. And big thank you to CLIA, of course, for their involvement, and to the whole AmaWaterways team, and for Alex for the presentation as well. So thanks so much, everybody. A reminder to please subscribe to Baxter Media's publications for all your industry news. You can subscribe at travelpress.com/subscribe. And please feel free to also check out our Baxter Media LinkedIn page where you can hear more information from us. And with that, we are going to be sending the recording to everyone within about 24 hours. So you'll receive that via a YouTube link. And all of our past webinar recordings can be accessed on Baxter Media's YouTube channel or at travelpress.com under the Agent Education tab. So feel free to check out the recordings there. This one will be there, available there as well. So, and yeah, that wraps it up. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And thank you again to Sandra.
Thanks, everybody. See you soon.